Good. Welcome, welcome, everyone. First of all, we'd like to formally welcome the grad class of 2017. We'd like to formally welcome you all to the 2017 graduation exercises. We would like to recognize the elected officials and other dignitaries that are with us this evening, and if they would please stand as their names were read. West Wind trustees in attendance: Mrs. Ann Joyce Frank, Mrs. Barb Salmon, Mrs. Patricia Beezer. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Ken Sommerfeld. Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Nolan Olson. CHS Principal, Mr. Austin Nunn. CHS Vice Principals, Mr. Randy Jensen and Mr. Ken McMurray. West Wind Alternate School Principal, Mr. Mike DeVeist, and Mayor of the Town of Cardston, Mrs. Maggie Cronin. All right, we will now have the invocation by Mr. Gary Fox.
Okay, Tanadapi. My name is Gary Fox. I'm a president of the Kainai branch of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm also a counselor here at Cardston High School. Just before I start, I just want to thank those parents for their students here, their children. They're not really children, but I feel like some of them are my children, and I'll miss them just like you as they go off on their paths to live their lives. I've really appreciated them, and I'll miss them. Have some really good friendships with some of them. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful to gather this evening to celebrate these young students, young men and women who have earned the right to be here, to receive their honors and to graduate from the Cardston High School. We are grateful for their efforts and for enduring all these years of formal education and understanding and learning about others and themselves especially. We are grateful for their parents, their grandparents, Cardston High School staff, teachers, all those who have supported these young men and young women as they worked hard and earned their degree, their high school degree. We ask that thou bless them at this time, that desire will increase to carry on with their education, whether it's post-secondary, trade school, or finding a job, that they may find success in those endeavors and always have the patience so that they may understand there's going to be a lot of obstacles that they have to get over, and we know that they will be guided through those processes as well. Again, we are grateful for these young men and women, and we pray that they will have great lives and make great and small contributions to their communities, to their families. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. All right, so the rest of the schedule will go like this. I will give a short little speech. Followed by that, we will have the year review by Mr. and Miss CHS, Charity Burton, and Gage Earl. After that, we will have our valedictorian address us, Damon Bechtel. It's spelt wrong in your bulletins. It's not Bechtel, it's Bechtel. After that, I will introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Levi Stanford. And followed by that, we will have special awards and scholarships. Those will be handed out by Mr. Stephen Gibbings. And after that, the presentation of certificates by the CHS administration. All right. Perfect. So, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our amazing teachers and our parents and everyone else who's helped us to make it this far. It's been quite the run for us. Made it through high school. Woot woot. All right. Now to this theme behind me. We chose the theme, Light Tomorrow with Today. So, yeah, it's a good theme. Webster's dictionary defines light as, I'm just kidding. Let's be honest. Right now, none of us here wearing our blue caps and gowns are thinking about tomorrow. This is the day, today, that we've been waiting for 18, maybe just 12, maybe just 4 years. But we've been waiting for today. And I bet tomorrow, 99% of us will sleep in past noon, and the rest of the day will be spent recovering from any awesome party we go to tonight. So tomorrow's pretty much moot. The day after that will be so far, today will be so far gone that the only thing we're going to remember from this ceremony is that maybe our valedictorian was Damon, and our guest speaker only had one hand. That may sound a little bit cynical, but this phrase is the pinnacle of our high school career. What we've all been working for the last 4 years. For 748 days, we've attended classes. Yes, I counted. Some of us with straight A's, others with barely passes. A piece of paper metaphorically shapes our brighter tomorrow as we sit here uncomfortably in the first gown we've ever had to borrow. I've always been good at lighting today with today. Carpe diem has always naturally been my way. But when it comes to planning ahead, my inhibition is pretty much dead. What in procrastination is my constant situation? It's not that when I hear the word preparation, my automatic response is retinal dilation. It's just that the future is so much less real than the present. Why worry about lighting tomorrow when instead we could make today pleasant? But over this senior year, it has become my mission to bring some new light to this childish premonition. It's so millennial of us to say, forget about tomorrow and let's have fun today. Friends, peers, classmates, let's try lighting the tomorrow, cutting down on postponed consequences and sorrow. Our yesterdays are full of things we should be grateful for. Our parents, our teachers, our coaches, and so much more. So let us break the trend of instant gratification by lighting tomorrow with today's dedication. All right, so that's enough about that theme. It's been a good 4 years, guys. Made it through high school. I'm proud of you, each and every one of you. You guys know as well as me that after today, there are some people in this room you're probably never going to see again. You know as well as me that throughout this high school career, there's people in this room you've seen in the hallways, but you don't really know their names. You don't know their story. We've got friends here for sure, but this is just 4 years. We made it through. And it's a sad day today, but it's a happy day. We get to join the real world. And I've often heard people say that life gets better after high school, or high school was the worst part of their life, and after that, everything was uphill. But it's going to be tough. There's going to be challenges. So there was one last quote I wanted to share about that I felt was fitting for the theme. It goes like this: if you stack up enough tomorrows, you'll be left with a bunch of empty yesterdays. So I guess the only thing I would like to leave you with is make today count, have some good memories, and so that in 2 years, 4 years, Facebook can remind us we had some awesome yesterdays. All right, thank you. We'll continue with the schedule.
Hi, I'm Charity Burton.
Yo, you already know who it is. Gage Earl.
Okay. So now that we're up here, we don't really know what's worse, having to wear those bathrobes and face masks to school for Mr. and Miss CHS or giving this speech.
Or Charity having to take strength social class twice.
Okay. So this school year has been really great. Even though we didn't do as many, events as usual, the things that we really did got everyone involved, and it showed lots of school spirit, and it really brought everyone together, which was really good. And a teacher even told me that he hadn't seen this much school spirit here for like 20 years, so I think that's a pretty impressive feat. So some of the highlights of this school year, since that's what we're covering. The first one was Mr. and Miss CHS. Everyone involved in this, we had to look really dumb lots of the time and do really embarrassing stuff at some point in the week. It just was bound to happen, and everyone's costumes and their ideas for the costumes were really detailed and impressive, and competing in the assembly was probably one of the bigger highlights of that event. So.
And I hate to say it, but I guess our stuff was the best. But let's get on. For football, we had a whiteout for the whole school, and we got together and we came here. We all got white shirts and had a barbecue and stuff. And I mean, we got some fireworks going and stuff. Whether or not we had to jump the border to get them, they were there and looked pretty good. So that was cool.
Okay, so the next one was archery. Our archery team is really good, and they've done really well in the past. And then this year, they won provincials and finished in second in nationals, which is really cool. Yep. The next one was Sadie's, and all I really have to say is Mr. Janisco cross-dressing. That was the highlight of the night, so love that. And then the talent show. So being able to see everyone's skills up there, they clearly belong in the big leagues. We had some really talented people, and it's not really easy getting up in front of the whole school and showing your talents. And so just good job to everybody who was in that, because I know it can be hard.
And for volleyball, we had some pretty spectacular fans this year. I don't know if that's ever been heard of before for volleyball games, but it was lit, as that was the main thing there. We had a lot of dance parties in the multi-purpose room after the games, and the crowd brought a lot of heat, and that crowd carried on over the basketball season, and we had a lot of good games there, and a lot of super fanning. We give a round of applause for the basketball boys here.
Okay, also, I just want to recognize the Selects basketball teams, because we had some great sportsmanship, and I loved Selects. So it was a good season, and it was a great year for Selects, and I hope that next year they carry out that legacy. So round of applause for the Selects teams, I think.
I guess I better add this. For basketball, the boys went into provincials in a tough spot, and they threw their weight around, and they had a lot of tough games and made it to the provincial final, and ended up coming in second place, which is a really good accomplishment for them. I was able to attend the art shows the first semester, and going there, it was a really good environment. There's good food, live music, which is really good, a lot of talented people there, and just looking at all the art around was absolutely amazing, and something I can't do for sure, but for all those people that love art and showed their stuff out there, definitely pursue that and keep doing what you're doing, because it was awesome.
Okay, so dressing up for Halloween, the Native Princess Pageant, the Sweetheart Assembly, and the Thanksgiving dinner Mr. Nunn put on for us was just a few more of the really fun, memorable things that we did this year, and just things that happened at CHS. Okay.
The band students were able to go to Montreal for about a week, and they performed at the Children's Hospital, and that would be quite the experience, I'm sure, and so good for them in doing that. We'd just like to thank all the teachers, staff, and parents, everybody that was involved in putting time and effort into making the school year great for us, and all the sports coaches. And it's been a good year, and I love this school. I said it before, and I'll say it again. CHS is the greatest school, and I stand by that. And yeah, we can't thank you guys enough, and couldn't have done it without the support of everyone.
Okay, and lastly, this is probably the biggest thank you that should go out tonight. It's to Alexa Francis for helping me and so many other people get here tonight. I'm dedicating my diploma to you. Thank you.
Peace out.
I'm not sure if the people in charge of the program thought I was a little nutty, but B-E-T-E-L in the dictionary is a type of nut, so maybe that's why they put it in there. The first thing I'd like to say is congratulations. Not only did we pass high school, but we managed to line up in alphabetical order. I'm not sure which was more difficult. Before I get into my speech, I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me, even though they couldn't help me with my math homework. I'd like to thank my siblings for making life fun, and thanks to my friends who made school enjoyable. Also, thanks to my teachers for making class interesting. I'm sure we all here have people in our lives that we couldn't have made it here without. I was reading in a book recently called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker, where the author relates an experience he had when speaking to some children in Soweto, Africa. And this is the small village where Nelson Mandela called home. Attempting to find some common ground between himself, a Harvard graduate, and these children who had no electricity and limited water, he asked the students if they enjoyed doing their schoolwork. He expected that the universal dislike of schoolwork would allow him to connect with the children. Instead, most of the children answered that they enjoyed doing their schoolwork. After he finished talking to the children, he asked the principal why they loved school so much, and the principal replied that to the children, school was a privilege rather than a chore, a privilege that many of their parents did not have. They were lucky to go to school because of this opportunity. They had a better future. Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." While I admit that homework hasn't generally filled me with joy, I think that we can all look back and say that high school has contained a lot of fun along with all the work. We have amazing teachers. Mr. Hardy convinced us that the ideal job would be to work for Tesla or SpaceX. Mr. Henniger simultaneously taught us chemistry and the secrets of love. Mrs. Zemp helped cure our math headaches with her music. Chef Jamie provided excellent food. Mr. Beezer showed off his marker throwing skills. Mrs. Murray and Mrs. Baldwin made their classroom interesting with murals. I could say something about every teacher. Each one has tried to make class exciting and enjoyable. We also have amazing peers. Our sports teams excelled once again, as we heard from Mr. and Ms. CHS, uniting the school as they won. Tate got us ready for the day with announcements. We saw astounding talents displayed both at the talent show and the art show. We are amazed at the kindness displayed by the Sweetheart Queen nominees. Tyler helped us understand Shakespeare with Macbeth. Jace displayed awe-inspiring trumpet playing and won the John Philip Sousa Award. We witnessed impressive drumming and dancing in the Princess Pageant. We found out the difference between Alas and Alice, courtesy of Bryce. We all have individual talents and abilities which have shaped our school experience for the better. We had awesome activities, we had inspiring speakers, we had a great few years. So as we leave the stage of our life behind, I hope we can look back on high school and see it as a privilege. a place where we learned that we could do hard things, where we learned to appreciate kindness and respect, where we were inspired to become a little bit better. We've come a long way from the little kids we were in elementary school, trading Pokemon cards and playing tag, and we've even changed a lot from the people we were in junior high, running to every class because we were afraid of being late, and telling the same jokes that every 13-year-old has told for years. Who knows what the future holds? Soon we will go our separate ways, some of us to college or university, some of us to learn trade, some of us on a mission, and some of us directly into the workforce. Our experiences here help us achieve our goals and overcome challenges. We will become the next generation of dentists, doctors, builders, electricians, service workers, engineers, teachers, and parents. We have the opportunity to change the world. One of you could be the next Steve Jobs or Elon Musk. But we don't have to create some giant innovation or unprecedented medical procedure to change the world. The first time a girl texted me, it gave me an adrenaline rush and caused me to panic about how to answer her simple question. Driving by the vet clinic and reading the corny animal jokes makes me crane my neck every time I go by. When one of my friends yells my name across the hallway, it makes me happier. Little things like that can change someone's mood for a day, and even if we do simple acts of kindness, we will change the world. Gandalf said, "Some believe it is only great power that can hold evil in check, but that is not what I have found. It is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay, small acts of kindness and love. It is the little things we do every day that will shape our future, whether it is saying something nice to someone or recognizing the opportunities that we have been given. In conclusion, I challenge us all to try and appreciate what we have and to strive and to help others, to use our education we have gained here to spring us forward to success. I have no doubt that we will change the world."
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damon. All right. Now, our guest speaker today is Levi Stanford. I'm going to read a little bit something about Levi. Levi was born and raised in Cardston, Alberta. He grew up in a home surrounded by music and quickly developed a passion for writing and producing his own. On July 15th, 2015, Levi was involved in an accident that not only took his left hand, but over 40% of his hearing and part of his sight in his left eye. Levi woke up from his clinically induced coma only to realize that what he wanted to do in this life is to reach out and help others realize that no matter what life throws at you, your way, you can always find things to be grateful for and to be happy. Levi now travels all over as a motivational speaker and musician, spreading his message of overcoming adversity, and that no matter how short-handed you may be in life, you can always face your challenges single-handedly. Give it up for Levi Stanford!
Hello, testing. Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, I think the iPad's not paired up here. Take some time. Technology, I'm telling you, it's great when you don't need it, but then when you need it, it doesn't want to work for you. So let's test this out here. Yeah, we're watching a movie. Oh, yeah. Doesn't want to pair. Everyone give a hand for Paul Sloan, since I can't. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to walk around and stay away from those speakers.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, sir. Oh, come on. There we go. Now we're up and running. How are we all doing tonight? Congratulations to the class of 2017. Yeah. Come on, give me some noise here. Guys, this is so super exciting. Now, my name is Levi Stanford. Of course, I most commonly go by the name of Captain Hook. There we go there. Or sometimes I go by the name of Clock. And if you're wondering where that came from, it's because my hour hand is a lot shorter than my minute hand. Horrible, horrible joke. Now, I want to start off here saying thank you guys so much for asking me to be here. It is a very, very humbling experience and a true honor to speak to you guys. At the same time, it's very, very intimidating because this means that you guys have trusted me to leave with you a last bit of parting wisdom before you are thrown to the wolves of adulthood. And that's definitely how I would describe adulthood, is through the wolves. And of course, hashtag adult life full real. Hashtag should have listened to my parents and teachers, which you all might realize in a couple of years here. Now, I was really trying to figure out what I could say to you guys that would actually stick. And so what I did is I looked back to my graduation 7 years ago from this exact same school, and I thought about the grad speaker that we had. And he spoke for about an hour and told us everything that we needed to know about what to do in life. And unfortunately, I only remember one thing he said. And so I figure if I want you guys to remember at least 2 things that I say, I'm going to have to speak for about twice as long. So for the next 2 hours, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. How does that sound? You guys are laughing, but I'm serious. No, I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. No, but honestly, I was trying to figure out what I could say to you. And being a motivational speaker, of course, I wanted to gravitate toward the, go out there and reach the stars. All you got to do is think it in your mind, and you can make it happen. Go for your dreams. The dreams. But I'm also a realist. And as good as those speeches are, to me, that's dessert. And if you eat too much dessert, you're going to get sick. So I want to give you guys some real meat and potatoes that you can take with you as you graduate. So I'm going to give you 3 things tonight that I wish someone would have said to me when I graduated. It would have made my life so much easier. Now, before we get into that, I got to address the pirate in the room. I always get asked 2 questions. And the number 1 question I get asked is, how does this thing work that I'm wearing, my prosthetic? Everyone gets confused because I walk around and I can open and close my hook like nothing. And people, the reactions I get are crazy. I had one guy following me around Costco for 10 minutes till finally he came up and asked me, man, I got to know, how does that thing work? Because, of course, I'm walking around picking bags of chips off the shelves and throwing them in my cart. Stripping out. So I'm going to show you guys how this works tonight so you don't have to have that on your mind. So what I do, now when I take this off, you're going to see what's underneath. It's my arm. It's nothing. It looks a little weird, of course, I know, but it's my arm. And I call it my chicken wing, as you can see here, for a good reason. Now, my little chicken wing here, it looks pretty useless, but it's actually good. I'm really good on the speed bag in the gym. Most people, they're up there going like that, but this thing is super fast. It's perfect that way. But it kind of sucks because if my house ever got broken into, I don't sleep with this at night. And so I come downstairs, what am I going to do? Tell the robber, hey, get out of my house. Come on, leave right now. Like, what is he going to do? Look at this thing, right? So how this works, if you can see, I have this little sleeve on here, and it has a little metal thing on top. So this metal thing clicks into my prosthetic. See if we can hear it here when I slide in. There. So now it's clipped into my prosthetic. Now my prosthetic will stay on there. It's not going to fall off anywhere. Now to make this thing move, I use the strap that goes around my shoulder. And so the cable that opens and closes the hook is connected to the strap on this shoulder. So all I have to do is pull on it with my shoulder. And of course, it opens and closes the hook, just like that. But I've gotten really smooth with it. I'm walking around and just going open and closing, doing what I need to do. So that's how that works. Now, the number 2 question that I always get asked is, what happened to me? I look pretty rough. I got scars all over my forearms, my eyes all scawampus. It's just horrible. So I always get asked, what happened? So I know this is Cardston. It's a smaller town. Everyone relatively already knows what happened. But I feel like I got to clear the air here. So, of course, I get married. 5 days after, my wife and I were flying over to Thailand on our honeymoon. Now, those of you who take in physics, you know the difference in air pressure. When you're up in those huge 747s like that, the atmospheric pressure is way low, so they have to pressurize the cabin of a plane with a lot of force to make it more equal as basically what we have here down on sea level. And so I didn't realize there was anything, a big deal about it. So, of course, I'm using the bathroom, and I accidentally dropped my wedding ring down the toilet, and thinking nothing of it, I reach in there to grab it, and the next thing, I accidentally hit the flush. And being that there's so much pressure in the plane, the next thing I know, my hand's gone. I flushed it down the toilet. You guys are laughing? This is serious. I'm just kidding. That's not what happened. Of course that's not what happened. Some of your faces, you're like, I have a 12-hour flight, but I ain't using the bathroom at all. I ain't going in there. No, what really happened, by show of hands, how many of you love fireworks? Of course, you guys are talking about fireworks. I better see some hands. Fireworks to me are not only fascinating, but I love fireworks. I'm obsessed with fireworks. My whole life, I've spent building and creating my own fireworks, researching chemicals, what I needed to use in order to get different colors and things like that. I considered going into demolition as a career, maybe even special effects. Now, of course, for me, oh, there we go, there's the fireworks. There is some stuff that I finally discovered that was pretty awesome. Who here has ever heard of tannerite? Small town, yep, pretty much everyone. So tannerite, for those who don't know, it's a binary explosive. So it's ammonium nitrate mixed with aluminum powder. And when you shoot it with a high-powered rifle, it creates a shockwave and just explodes. And this stuff to me was like a new horizon. I was like, yes, this stuff is awesome because it's super safe. It's super stable. So you can hit it with a hammer, light it on fire. It's not going to go off until you set it off with a powerful shockwave. So this was awesome. I started playing with it, of course. Have here a little snowman that I built. Put some tannerite on it. Boom. Good time. Now, looking at this picture, you can see the blast wave. The shock wave from the explosion goes up and out. It takes the path of least resistance, and it just destroys everything. Next slide, we got ourselves a washing machine about 3 years ago. Boom. Blew this up. A lot of fun. Now, looking at that, same thing. Blast pattern. Up and out. Remember that. It just goes up and out and takes out everything in its path. Now, of course, going into special effects, I got to have some fire, some cool stuff. So I started mixing this with the gasoline to get different effects, and we got ourselves a nice little mushroom cloud there. Now, as I was messing around with this stuff, of course, I did get married on July 10th, 2015 to my wonderful wife, Amy. And then 5 days after, we were celebrating with some family. Oh, yeah. Amy over there, thank you so much. Give her a hand. Now, 5 days after, we were celebrating with some family, and some of you may know this location. There's these 2 abandoned train bridges just outside of Cardston that are very popular bridge jumping spots. You can jump off into the reservoir, a lot of fun. Well, we had a bunch of family at home, and we decided to gather up a few people. It was me, my wife, my brother, his wife, my sister, and my 15-year-old niece. And so we all get together, and we head out to these bridges. Now, I had been planning this explosive for a long time. And basically what it was is I figured out how to set tannerite off without having to shoot it. And I found out if you have a powerful enough explosive in the tannerite that will set it off. And so I designed this explosive that would be waterproof. It was a waterproof container that would have 2.5 pounds worth of tannerite. I lower it into the water, set it off with a battery because I'd have cables to it, and then it would be like Old Faithful, and it would just be awesome. And so I had this design that I've been working on for a long time. Except that day, the stores were closed, so I didn't have the time I needed to get those cables that would have had a safe detonation. So I figure, of course, well, I've done this before, whatever. And so I go and I figure out if I have a really long burning fuse, that it will give me plenty of time to light it, throw it in my waterproof container, screw on the lid, and I'll be fine. And so I get that all ready, and we go out to the bridges here. Now, I walk across the bridge. It's all made out of these old trusses, pretty rough bridge. And I get across, and I jump down onto the mud flats right where this picture was taken. Of course, I get my explosive all ready, get ready to go. And I kneel down, and I tell my brother, all right, start filming. I'm going to light this thing because, of course, we want to get it on camera, right? And so as I'm doing that, this slide was taken from that video that my brother had. This is the last frame of me with both my hands. Because right after this, the blast goes off. Now, looking at that picture, do you remember the blast pattern from before, how they went up and out with those explosions? So looking at this, the blast should have gone up and out, and it should have destroyed me. It should have taken off my head. This is 2.5 pounds worth of tannerite. This is no small little explosive. Now, the next slide I'm going to show, you don't see me being physically blown up, but you see the blast. And there's a reason why I put this in here. Now, even though you don't see me personally being blown up, the nature of this slide can be disturbing to those. So if you do get squeamish for whatever reason, please look away. And if you decide to go for it anyway and you pass out, that is not on me. So don't hold me against that. So there's a reason why I put this in here. Look at the blast pattern in this slide. What do you guys notice about that? It's going off to the sides, and it's going away from me. The ground right there, it almost looks like there's a big scoop just pushing the ground out and away from me, just like this. Scientifically, that doesn't make any sense. It should have gone off and it taken off my head. Now, it doesn't matter what you believe, whether you believe in a higher power or you think I'm just the luckiest person in the world, but this is a miracle. The fact that I'm standing here talking to you today is a miracle. Because look at the crater that it left behind. This is about 3 feet wide and about 1 foot deep. I should have been destroyed. Now, what happened after that, I'll kind of condense the story down for you. The story has a lot of elements to it, and I'd be here for about a half an hour trying to tell the full thing, so I'll just kind of go over it quickly. Blast goes off. It fractured my facial bones, but it didn't knock me out. I'm laying there thinking I'm dead. I look over, my hand is gone. And I'm peppered in shrapnel, and of course I need to get out of there or I'm going to die. So I had to actually walk up the steep bank right there and then walk across the train bridge to get to the truck so I could get to the hospital. And I walked across that bridge blind. I had so much blood and debris in my eyes I couldn't see. And I just threw my arms around my sisters and I walked, and I didn't trip or fall once. It was another miracle. And then when we got to the truck, addressing the situation I was in, peppered in shrapnel, losing my hand, I finally said and did the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life. I look at Amy and I say, Amy, I don't think I'm going to make it. You have my blessing to be remarried. I don't want you going the rest of your life not knowing if I'd be okay with that. And it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I essentially said goodbye to my wife. And of course, being the strong, amazing woman she is, she basically said, shut your mouth. And she said, you're not going to die. You have so much to do in this life. Don't you dare say that. Now, it was a very hard experience. There's a lot more that came after that. Now, the next slide I'm going to show you is the day after my injury. I'm in the hospital. This is another one of those photos. I chose the least graphic photo that I could, but still, it might be a little squeamish to those. So if you do have a problem with seeing injuries or blood, please look away. So this is what I look like the day after. The blast was so powerful, it actually blew off my clothes and all the shrapnel. My knee was obliterated. I was in a mess. And I fought for my life for a couple days there. Now, from this accident, from this experience, I learned a million things. And I could talk all night about the different things that I learned. But I want to focus on 3 things tonight that I believe are going to help you guys as you go out into the real world. Things that will hopefully stick with you. And so the first one, there are 3 words that if you say on a regular basis are going to ruin your life. Does anyone want to take a stab at what those might be? 3 words, what do you think? Anybody? 3 words. Shout them out for me, 3 words. I can't do it. Maybe that's 3 words, you can do that. Awesome one, thank you. What's another one? I give up. I give up, that's an awesome one. Who said that one? My man, thank you so much. That's awesome. I give up. That's a good one, but that's not the 3 I'm looking for. So to introduce the 3 words I'm looking for, of course, being a fanatic of explosives my whole life, when I was younger, I used to say when I was young, but then older people started saying, Levi, you're still young. And I used to say, well, okay, when I was a child, but my wife says, Levi, you're still a child. So when I was younger, I would play with explosives. Now, I had just bought these firecrackers that were waterproof and made a border run or something like that. But I brought them, and it was wintertime, so we didn't have a place to play with them because everything was frozen over. So me and my friend get this bright idea. Well, we can play with them inside. It's fine. We have a toilet with lots of water. And so me and my friend, we go into there, and we start throwing these little firecrackers into the toilet, and they blow up. Water shoots up. A little fun. We're sitting there, oh, yeah, man, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden, I hear this voice through the door. He says, Levi, are you lighting firecrackers in there? Of course, it's my dad. And being, a teenager, I had to come up with something quick to tell him that I wasn't. So I thought of all the excuses, and I said, no. Pretty horrible. And so he said, you better not be lighting firecrackers off. You're going to wreck the toilet. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this little firecracker, Dad? I already know that it won't destroy the toilet, okay? I already know that it will be fine. It doesn't matter. And so, of course, I light another one. I throw it in the toilet. It sinks down a little further than the last one. And then when it goes off, all of a sudden I hear this clink. And this tsunami of toilet water starts pouring out all over the bathroom. And I'm sitting there, no, what have I done? And so, in a panic, I tell my friend, all right, take some towels, clean this up. I'm going to fix this. So I travel downtown. I get the biggest thing of bathroom caulking that I can find. And I put that piece that fell off, stick it on there, and I put so much caulking on that thing, I probably could have stopped Niagara Falls. It was crazy. So this is the piece that was left. And to this day, this toilet is still in our house. It works fine. I probably should have become a plumber. Now, the point of this story is, did anyone catch the 3 words that I told my dad? The 3 words that would ruin your life? What's that? What's that? I already know. Now, why would saying just these 3 simple words, oh, I already know, why would that ruin your life? Ruin your relationships? Ruin your job opportunities? Because when you say, I already know, it builds this wall. And whenever someone's trying to teach you, get a message across, they can't. Because you already know, right? And for me, I have to live the rest of my life knowing why you can't say these words. Because I said, oh, I already know, I've done this 100 times. It'll be fine if I do this little design. And the next thing I know, I'm fighting for my life. How many times have you guys ever told your parents, I already know, what are you, like 50 years on me? What do you know? How many times have you ever said, and hopefully this hasn't happened, but if you've ever gone to a party and you have to drive 5 blocks or whatever and you're feeling a little tipsy, how many of you have ever said, oh, it'll be fine? And this goes for everybody. How many of you have ever said, oh, it'll be fine? I've done this maybe once or twice. It'll be fine. The next thing you know, you're waking up with the blood of a family on your hands. How many of us have ever said, man, it's okay, if I have a smoke or whatever else. It's fine. I already know that I'll be okay. And then the next thing you know, you have lung cancer. Or you have horrible diabetes because you're eating way too much stuff that you shouldn't be having. There's too many times in our lives where we say, I already know. And it takes you to be humble to push that off to the side. And it's when we're stubborn that we don't want to listen to people because we think we already know. But it will ruin your lives. It will ruin your relationships. I've only been married for 2 years, and I know saying this to my wife is a bad idea. And that goes for you guys too. It'll ruin your job opportunities. If your bosses or whatever else say, do this or do this, and I think, I already know, I'll do something else or whatever, you can get fired. So never say, I already know. Never say what? Never say what? There we go. Thank you. Now the next one, of course, never think it or say it. Now this one sounds super cliche, and I know. Focus on the positive and not the negative. Oh, Levi, I've heard that 100 times before. I mean, whatever, man. Whatever, I already know. I already know. No, there's more to this. Now, it starts when I woke up in the hospital. And this is me. This is the first time I woke up. I was sedated for about a week in an induced coma while I was trying to heal. And once I woke up, I was so happy to be alive that I didn't care about the fact that I was missing a hand. I didn't care. I was just so happy to be alive. But then when my family left and I was left alone in the ICU, all by myself, there was a problem. I had a brother-in-law who passed away on Oxycontin. He overdosed because he was prescribed it as a pain medication, got hooked. And because of that, I was too afraid to ask for pain medication because I didn't want to get hooked. I didn't understand that when your body's in pain, you need that medication to help you heal. And so the nurses, doctors would come in and say, Levi, how you doing? What's your pain level at? And it's a 3, man. I'm good. You don't need to check on me. And then they'd leave, and I'd be at about a 15. Just, this is the worst thing ever. And as soon as night came, I couldn't sleep. I was in so much pain. It was ruining everything, and I couldn't sleep. And I started to beat myself up. I started to say, Levi, you idiot. You moron. Look what you've done. Are you happy with yourself? Was it worth it? You're never going to advance to anything in life now. You're not going to be able to play guitar or sing or do anything you wanted again. You idiot. And then all of a sudden I had this feeling come over me. And it said, you know what, Levi, you don't have your left hand. But guess what? You have a right hand. You may not be able to hear or see very well right now, but guess what? You can see and hear. You may be having a hard time breathing, but guess what? You're breathing. You're alive. What do you have to complain about? And from that moment on, I realized, you know what? I don't have anything to complain about. Life is good. Because too often we focus on this. We focus on all the negative things in our life that we don't have. We think, and instead, when we have something right across the other side, we have our blessings, we have the things that we do have in this life. Too often we go through school and things, I'm not attractive enough to get the guy that I want. Well, maybe on this side, the guy that you want is not the guy that's good for you, or the girl that's good for you. There's somebody else out there. There's 6 billion people in the world, for crying out loud. There's at least one person for you. Stop complaining. Third one, think about it. We often think, oh man, I don't have enough money. I can't get the things that I want. We live in a capitalist society. We have every opportunity we can to succeed and get the money to get the things that we want. What are you going to focus on in this life? What you don't have or what you do have? And of course, you have both, right? And they're both a part of you. You always have negative things going on in your life, and you always have positive things in your life. But it is entirely on you what you choose to focus on. Too often we blame our problems, we blame being upset and angry on the things that are happening to us, but it's not the case. And if you don't believe me, take it from this guy. Does anyone ever recognize this picture? His name was Viktor E. Frankl, and he was a Jew back in the Nazi concentration camps. He was a psychologist. And this man, you think, had it really, really rough. His family was all gone. He was put in Auschwitz, horrible concentration camp. Can you imagine what he went through? He had nothing left at all. And then this is what he said. He said, everything can be taken from a man but one thing. The last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. To choose one's own way. And so the harsh reality is that if you are feeling miserable, that's entirely on you. I know there's things that happen to us that are out of our control. There's things like mental disabilities such as depression that we can't control. But we do have the choice whether or not we can find ways to deal with these. We can find help. We have choice to pull ourselves out of the situations that we're in and find happiness. Find the good in our lives. So that's number 2. You guys remember what it was? Focus on the what? Focus on the what? And not on the what? Not on the what? Thank you. You guys are awesome. Now the third one is something you guys are going to hate me for that you probably don't want to hear at all. And this one is hugely important. This is what's going to tie everything together. Work and work hard. What was the first one again? Never say, I already know. Do you think that's easy to do? If it was easy to just say that all the time, then of course we wouldn't have a lot of the problems today. It takes work. It takes humility to be able to get used to listening and being open to people. If you want to be positive and not focus on the negative, you think it's just easy to do that? Oh, I just blew my head off. It's all good. No, it takes work. It takes a process, and it's hard work. Now, for me, when I was in the hospital, of course, I had to learn how to do things over again. This is me standing up for the first time since my accident. Now, this was a bit of a journey. Of course, there's a little wheelchair off to the side, and this was my day. This was the day I was finally going to get out of bed and be able to go on a tour in this little wheelchair through the hospital. And so, of course, I scooch over to the bed, and I get ready. I'm like, all right, I'm going to stand up. Let's do this. And I stand up, and then I pass out. And then I come to, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And the nurses are like, Levi, you did so good. You stood up. And I'm like, no, I want to get in the wheelchair. And they say, no, Levi, you're fine. And I'm like, no, I want to try again. So I scooch to the end of the bed again, getting ready. Stand up, and then I pass out again. And so I come to, and I'm like, and the nurses are saying, Levi, you stood up twice. That's awesome. You're good. You don't have to do anything else. And I said, no, I want to get in that wheelchair. And so, of course, I scooch up to the bed again, and I stand up, and as fast as I could, I quickly shuffled like this and then plopped down in the wheelchair. And that wheelchair felt like a lazy boy that day, the most comfortable thing ever. And then I got to go on my little tour through the hospital. It was amazing. But sometimes in life, things are going to happen, and you're going to have to work hard to get them. And metaphorically, hopefully not literally, you're going to pass out. And you're going to have to wake up and reevaluate and re-go for it again. And sometimes you might pass out again. Wake up and reevaluate and work hard. Put in that effort. And you can essentially go for your dreams. If you want, just put in that work. Now let's review here, okay? So we got the 3 things. You remember what the first one was? Never say what? Never say what? Awesome. Now number 2. Focus on the what? Focus on the what? And not on the what? Not on the what? Negative. Thank you, guys. Now there's one more. Work and work hard. Say it with me. Work and work hard. Say it again. Work and work hard. Say it again. Work and work hard. Say it as loud as you can. Work and work hard. Now I want you to do it one more time. Okay, but this time, I want you to say it so loud that the people walking outside are going to stop and have to think to themselves, what just happened? I want you to say it so loud that your principal is going to have to call in an inspector and make sure this place is still safe. I want you to say it so loud that not only are you saying it, but you believe it, okay? So let's do this on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Work and work hard. Again. Work and work hard. One more time. Work and work hard. Woo! Give yourselves a hand, you guys. Come on. Now here's a serious question for you. How many of you felt super awkward doing that? How many of you were thinking, what is this guy doing? What a nut job. A lot of you, I saw your faces, I know. Now that feeling that you got, like this is weird, that nervous feeling that you were feeling inside, I want you to remember that feeling. And I want you to get used to it. Because what that feeling is you stepping out of your comfort zone. That awkward feeling that you get is you breaking free a little bit of that comfort zone. And part of working and working hard is going to require you to step out of your comfort zones. If you want to accomplish things in this life, if you want to fulfill your dreams, you are going to have to push that boundary. It doesn't mean that you get rid of your moral code and you have to push your morals. It means that you're going to get stuck in situations you might not be comfortable doing. Like if you want to become a doctor, you're going to have to put at least 8 years in. Talking to people going through school, you're going to get nervous. You're going to push that comfort zone. If you just want to move out, it's going to be a new experience. You're going to have to push your comfort zone. If you want to be a janitor, awesome. But you're still going to have to push your comfort zone and do things that you haven't done before. And for me, believe it or not, I'm a very introverted person. And so when I wanted to go into motivational speaking and public speaking, it was scary for me. But I knew it's what I wanted to do. So I started speaking, and I started pushing that small little comfort zone, and eventually it expanded. And so I kept pushing it, and I kept pushing it some more. And I stepped outside, and then finally it expanded until the point where this is where I love being. I love speaking. And that's what all of you are going to have to do if you want to fulfill those dreams. If you want to reach out and actually accomplish, you have to push outside of your comfort zone. Everything in life, one of my favorite quotes is, everything you want in this life that you have not yet achieved is outside of your comfort zone. If you want to get there, if you want to just reach over and succeed, you have to break that boundary and push it out. So let's review here. Never say, I already know. It all ties together. Never say that. Be humble. Listen to what your parents and teachers have to say. Believe it or not, they do have some good stuff. Like my dad, don't play with explosives. I should have listened. Instead, I said, I already know. Listen to them. Second one, focus on the positive. Well, jokes. No, let's skip that. Focus on the positive and not the negative. You have anything to be grateful for, no matter the situations that you're going in. Do you remember what the third one was? Okay, we're remembering. Awesome. Work and work hard. Guys, I promise you that if you put those 3 attributes into your life and make them a part of your life on a daily basis, that you will be able to succeed. And you will be able to get what we all want in this life, and that is just happiness. We want to be happy. And you can't if you refuse to listen to people. You can't if you don't push that boundary. I call that feeling the feeling of progression. When you step outside of your comfort zone, you are progressing. If you don't feel that at least 2 or 3 times a week, you're not progressing. You're stuck in that little zone. And once you put those 3 things in your life and you actually make them a part of your life through hard work, then and only then can you light tomorrow with today. Thank you so much.
All right, Levi, thank you so much. We've got this for you. It's from the graduating class.
No, I'll come up there. Thank you, thank you.
All right, now give it up for our principal, Mr. Nunn.
That is extremely tough act to follow. I'll do my best. Oki, and good evening to our graduates, parents, grandparents, family members, and honored guests. We missed one in our introduction. We would like to recognize board member Denise Norton. If she would stand, we'd like to recognize her, please, for being here tonight. We welcome you tonight to Cardston High School's graduation ceremony. It is a humbling experience, to speak to you tonight, and very emotional for me. I apologize in advance for my emotions, and will do my best not to probably embarrass myself and my good wife. First, parents, may I speak directly to you? I want you to know how much I enjoy coming every day here to work with your children. These great young men and young women. Thank you for allowing them to attend Cardston High School and putting your trust in us to educate your children. It is something that we take very seriously. We hope that we have done our part to help them be successful as they move on to this next stage of life. Students, I want you to know what a privilege it has been to get to know each of you. It is difficult to see you go. Many of you have become my friends. We have talked together, laughed together, and with some of you I've even cried. We have tasted victory and the agony of defeat. I hope you know I hope you know and will always know, despite disagreements, some misunderstandings,
and yes, some discipline issues, that as the principal of Cardston High School, I want you to know that I love you. Before you go tonight, I wish to take one more opportunity to give you some advice. You've already received some outstanding, and I hope I can add to that. Some of you may be sick of listening to my voice and can't wait for my voice to be gone off your phone service or any other call that I make. Some of you have had the opportunity, I call it an opportunity, to hear my ideas all the way from junior high until your last year of high school. But tonight I have you captured here in your cap and gown, and until I am finished, you're not graduated. So here are my 3 C's for success within the walls of Cardston High School and in your lives as you move to the next stage. Number 1, curiosity. Life is fun. It is full of new and innovative ideas. Be part of the great thinking that is going on. I find it ironic that many of us have already addressed Mr. John Hardy and his passion for Tesla, the battery-powered cars. I know he cried this past weekend because he didn't know there was a drag race in Lethbridge that had a Tesla in it. The ideas and thinking behind such creativity come from curiosity. Be curious, ask questions, find answers. Your curiosity and thinking will save lives, save resources, and will benefit humanity. In a book titled The Enemy Called Average by John Mason, he states, opportunities disguise themselves as the biggest obstacles. Your deep thinking and understanding and curiosity will change the world. Number 2 is courage. Winston Churchill is reported as once saying, the nose of a bulldog is slanted backwards so he can continue to breathe without letting go. I hope you have the courage to hold on and do hard things in your lives. Have the courage to step into the world and become great contributors to the society in which we live and belong. You always have a choice to give up or carry on no matter the circumstance. The following story is of 2 men in a shipwreck on an island. The minute they got onto the island, one of them started screaming and yelling, "We're going to die, we're going to die. There's no food, no water, we're going to die." The second man propped himself up against a palm tree and acted calmly, and it drove the first man crazy. "Don't you understand? We're going to die," the second man replied. "You don't understand," the second man replied. "I make $100,000 a week." The first man looked up, quite dumbfounded, and asked, "What difference does that make? We're on an island with no food and no water. We're going to die." The second man answered, "You just don't get it. I make $100,000 a week. I pay 10% of that to my church. That's $1,000 a week. My pastor will find me." I hope that when each of you face opposition or challenges in your life, that you will find the courage to remain optimistic and that you will accomplish great things. The last one, the third one, is most important to me, and that is compassion. At every competition, someone wins and someone loses, but when we take opportunity to show compassion, everyone wins. I find that far too often we are quick to put others down or criticize others for things they may or may not be doing in their lives. We are far too slow to reach out with a helping hand, to include others in our friendship circles. In a fast-paced world that is competitive that we live in, we need to slow down, help our neighbor, wave to a stranger, or say hi. We can make a difference in our own community or the world around us. The actor Ethan Hawke recently wrote a book entitled Rules for a Night. He's quoted in the book as saying, Never announce that you are a knight. Simply behave as one. You are better than no one, and no one is better than you. Close quote. Do great things. Change the world for the better. Remember to take care of others, and the world will be a much better place because of you showed compassion. As you depart, may I share a final quote from a favorite book of mine entitled The Servant. Patience, kindness, humility, selflessness, respectfulness, honesty, and commitment. These are characters and building blocks or habits that may develop and mature as we go on to become successful people who stand the test of time. I wish you the best, graduates, and hope that life leads you down paths of personal greatness. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
So Levi brought up a question. He said, what would I do if a burglar broke into my house? Wave my little arm at him? Well, I know what I would do if a burglar broke into my house in the middle of the night. How do I know this? Because it actually happened to me. Halfway through scholarships, if you remind me, I'll tell you. You can all stand up and have a little break. I got to move the podium and get set up, so you got like a 2-minute stand up here. What's that?
Oh, I was supposed to help do that.
That's okay, don't worry.
Should I be on this side?
Yeah,
I need
just-
to be somewhere else, don't I?
Just right there is good. All right. What's that? I hope so. Make sure that first one's ours.
Well, I've got it in front.
I didn't say leave. I said a 2-minute stand-up. Okay, I'm going to start. Okay, here we go. Scholarships. I've been asked by CHS administration to announce this year's awards. Presenters, please make your way to the podium as I begin the preamble. The ATA Valedictorian Award. $500 from the ATA Local, presented to the top academic student. In 2017, presented by our new principal, Mr. Nunn. The award goes to, as you know, Damon Bechtel. I forgot to thank my wife for graciously doing this with me. CHS Student of the Year, chosen by CHS staff. This award goes to a student who, through hard work and contribution, makes the school year better. The student has strong academic work ethic, supports extracurricular events, works well with peers, and has a great relationship with teachers. This year, $400 goes to Jamie Berry. Hey! We also have CHS Atmosphere Awards. The following students were also voted by CHS staff because they brighten the atmosphere and make the school a better place. Now, this always comes down to a vote, and then it's just what the tally is. We could pick all of you, but only 5. Here they are. $150 each to Amber Cox, Cassidy Creason, Janessa Payne, Brock Deuce, and Tate Sommerfeld. As that's happening, I'll just finish this next portion, go ahead and keep going. Over $32,000 from our local community is provided through the following scholarships. Certainly, our students will want to join us in giving a sincere thank you to our donors. Students. Really, when you think about it, this portion sometimes people think is long, but if you think about what's actually happening here, there's a lot of generosity coming from our community, and we at CHS really appreciate it. E.J. Wood Memorial Scholarships. Mr. and Mrs. Glenn E. Nielsen donated Husky Oil Canada Limited shares in memory of her father, Edward James Wood, who promoted the Alberta University system. The E.J. Wood Scholars demonstrate academic excellence, citizenship, character, and school involvement. A second category recognizes academic achievement, initiative, and integrity. Mr. Mark Smith presents $2,500 each to the co-E.J. Wood Scholars, Athena Henniger and Max Russell. And the following student will receive a bursary of $1,500. Reggie Williams. Oh, there's one more. Come on up. Mr. Wood? Or Smith? Who was it? Mr. Smith. Thank you. Okay. The K&D Blue and White Club Male and Female Athlete of the Year. A $500 scholarship for the male and female athletes who demonstrate exemplary sportsmanship, team spirit, dedication, and a love for the game. This year, $500 each, presented by Mr. Ken McMurray, goes to Max Russell and Caitlin Pearson. Every picture I got of you was sports face, but that was awesome. It was good. If you look at the screen, too, you'll notice the sports that they are recognized in. And it's important to note that both of them went to provincials in each one of their events. Blue and White Club scholarships. One $500 scholarship is awarded to the graduates enrolling in full-time first-year studies at recognized schools. The applicants demonstrate citizenship while maintaining their academics with special consideration for those in extracurricular and or leadership activities. In 2017, Dr. Lloyd Clark will present $500 to Max Russell. The Boyd Lacey Memorial Blue and White Alumni Association Scholarship. Boyd Lacey, son of Fred and Peggy, exemplified hard work and dedication. He loved basketball and especially loved the Blue and White Senior Men's Tournament that now bears his name. Spearheaded by his brother Kimball, his family generously donated for an athlete who displays many of Boyd's defining qualities. This year, Dr. Clark presents $1,000 to Cassidy Creason. And we know she's a really good archer as well. The Willard M. Brooks Family Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Brooks' 50-year career included service as a Cardston High School VP and a board trustee. His dedication to education, particularly mathematics, was only matched by his commitment to athletics as an athlete, organizer, and historian. $1,000 is offered to one student based on post-secondary admission, academics, extracurricular involvement, especially athletics, and need. In 2017, representing the Brooks family, Mr. McMurray presents to Jill Nunn. That was a great picture, by the way. The M. Sean Marshall Memorial Award, an award donated by the Marshalls in memory of their son who achieved a high school diploma despite overcoming physical obstacles. Likewise, this award is given to a student or students who have overcome significant obstacles in achieving his or her diploma. In 2017, Chris Marshall presents $250 each to Emily Olson and Keaton Russell. You got an award, Keaton. Thank you. Jesse Williams Award. This award is given to a student who, much like Jesse Williams, has faced adversity through his or her school career and has overcome significant obstacles. This year's award of $300 presented by Mr. Randy Jensen goes to Wyatt Home. The Teresa Bowers English and Social Studies Awards. To the top English Social Studies students, Mrs. Bowers made a considerable donation which continues in perpetuity. For over 30 years, she served with vigor, enthusiasm, and excellence. She made teaching an art. The top combined student averages in Social 30-1, English 30-1, and the Social and English -2s will each receive $325. Presented by Cardston trustee, Mrs. Barb Salmon. In 2017, the award for the English and Social -2 goes to Bryce Henry. And the -1 goes to none other than valedictorian Damon Bechtel. The Simpson Markinch Ranches Limited Scholarship Awards. This perpetual scholarship originates from a substantial donation from the above-named corporation. The fund uses interest to provide recognition for exceptional achievement in chemistry, biology, physics, and social studies. This year, $140 will be given to the highest achievers in each subject. Presented by Board Chairman Mrs. Patricia Beezer, the top awards go to Biology, Alexa Francis, Physics and Chemistry, Damon Bechtel, and Social Studies, Jill Nunn. Yeah. The Legacy of Chief Mountain Masonic Lodge, number 58, Cardston Scholarship. When the Chief Mountain Masonic Lodge, number 58, ceased local operations, they donated significant funds to generate a continuous scholarship as their legacy to the Cardston area. The scholarship value will fluctuate each year and is presented to students admitted into post-secondary programs focusing on ag or trades. In 2017, $1,000 presented by Very Worshipful Brother Dan Barr. He's the Worshipful Master of the Alberta Lodge number 3 in Fort Macleod, Alberta, and Worshipful Brother Tobias Terrell, Worshipful Master of Charity Lodge number 67 in Lethbridge, Alberta. The award goes to Janae Huntsberger. He just said, you can smile. You got money here. All right. Hey, Janae, why don't you just come stand right here again? The United Irrigation District Scholarship, an award of $500 to a graduating grade 12 student living within the boundary of the United Irrigation District and attending Cardston High School. Applicants were asked to write an essay about irrigation. This year, Mr. Daniel Huntsberger presents $500 to Janae Huntsberger. Oh, he's got his own. Hug for Dad. Janae? No? Yeah. There we go. All right. The Nastico Cultural Award, given to students who achieve the highest marks in Kainawa cultural-related courses. The award is presented by Mrs. Whitequills, representing the Nastico. This year, $250 each to Kobe Day Chief and Marky Russell. That's not Mrs. Whitequills. The following awards were presented at Native Honor Night. These were presented at Native Honor Night. However, we would like to have these students stand and be recognized here tonight for their achievements, as they are mentioned. The Blood Band Chief Counsel and Administration Top Academic Achievement Awards. $500 awards each to 2 students who demonstrate high academic achievement, determination, leadership skills, and attendance in achieving high school graduation. These awards will be going to Kobe Day Chief and Cassandra Blackwater. She's from McGrath. Just stand, Kobe. Yeah, we did this, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, next one. This one's also a stand up and be seen. Kainai Resources Incorporated Incentive Scholarships. Incentive contributions from Kainai Resources Incorporated, $250 awards for 5 of the top graduating Blood Tribe students of Cardston High School. Please stand as your names are read. Ashley Soup, Gladys Martinez, Desi Delaney, and Dakota and Sophia Sugai. They're from McGrath. That's a division award. Thank you. We would like to graciously thank the Blood Band Chief and Council and the Blood Band Board of Education for their continuous financial support of our Native graduates. The Carriage House Theatre Scholarship of $500 to 1 or more grade 12 students who have shown excellence in theater arts by developing their talents in all aspects of performing arts. Their excellence in this area should have assisted in enhancing quality family entertainment to the local community. Presented by Mrs. Debbie Fletcher, this year's award of $300 each goes to Grant Common and Tate Sommerfeld. All right, we have another one as well for the theater. Cardston Community Theater Scholarship, presented by Mrs. Debbie Henniger to students who demonstrate exceptional participation in community theater and plan to continue their education in one of the fine arts. In 2017, $300 goes to Emily Rusk. Anybody want air conditioning at the Cardston High School? Raise your hands. Hey! All right. I'm just going to tell a quick story. Parents, we love teaching the students, and we love them because they're awesome. You heard about the student, what do you call it? I just went brain dead. The great cheers that we did this year. What do you call that? Yeah, the super fans. In class, this happens in the middle of my chemistry class. I'm going on, I'm saying words like carboxylic acid and propanoic acid, and that's the kind of stuff that just tunes people out. All of a sudden, in the middle of that, at the back of the room, this kid goes, out of the blue, "Everybody clap your hands." Yeah, and that happened. Everybody clap your hands, and all of the kids went. And I laughed, and we were all laughing, and I said, how long have you guys been planning that? And they said, we didn't even plan that. That just happened. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? So that's why we love them. Okay, here we go. First Choice Saving Star Citizen Award. This is a new award. The new First Choice Saving Star Citizen Award, that's hard to say, is awarded to one student from CHS deserving of $500. Student recipients were nominated by CHS staff on the basis of dependability, cooperative spirit, leadership, service to their school and community, and evidence of personal values and integrity. This year, James Henline presents to Tate Sommerfeld. That's my favorite picture right there. The Cardston Rotary Club Scholarship, an award presented by Mr. Jack Holt to students accepted at a Canadian post-secondary institution or apprenticeship program. Applicants must submit a 500-word essay regarding Rotary International in the 4-way test and or describe the service they've provided to the community in the past 3 years. This year, $1,000 each to Alexa Francis and Jamie Barry. Yeah, you're in the back. All right, Lions Club Service Award. Awards of $500 each, and if qualifications are met, an additional $500 from the Lions of Alberta Foundation to encourage students to become active in their community and provide service of their own initiative. The award will be presented by Dr. Andy Strang to Jill Nunn and my favorite, Aidan Gibbings. These are just Aidan. All right, Aidan, just stay here for a sec. The Royal Canadian Legion Branch 170 Award. Awards of $500 presented to students showing academic excellence in university-bound programs. In the event an applicant has ancestors who've served in the armed forces, extra consideration will be given. 2 awards of $500 will be presented by Mr. Tobias Terrell in 2017 to Gladys Martinez and Aidan Gibbings. This is a new award as well. By the way, anybody in the community can decide to give an award. Give us a call. Civic Affairs Award. Cardston Mayor, Mrs. Maggie Cronin, created this award to encourage and promote youth involvement in municipal affairs. The recipient demonstrates an interest in municipal affairs, has a positive attitude, and displays the qualities of excellent citizenship. This year, Mrs. Cronin awards $500 to the one and only Tate Sommerfeld. They're wearing a path here, man. Merit Contractors. The Merit Contractors Association recognizes individual achievement, promotes construction as a career, and encourages cooperation between education and industry. This year, $300 presented by Mr. Jensen goes to Cole Nielsen. The Cardston Elementary School Scholarship, a $1,200 award provided by all of the teachers and support staff of CES to a graduate from the Cardston High School who is registered in a post-secondary program leading to a degree in education. The recipient also demonstrates satisfactory grades, responsible citizenship, and extracurricular involvement. Preference is given to past CES students. Presented by Mrs. Jody Cottle. In 217, we have a tie. $600 each to Lotus Jensen and Athena Henniger. Actually, I just noticed everybody's going that way. If it's quicker for you, you can come this way. That's okay. Come on. Yeah, next time. Mrs. Shirley Gibb Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a young woman who displays leadership skills and academic excellence. The successful candidate demonstrates self-motivation, confidence, determination, dedication, optimism, is a volunteer in their community, and exemplifies the qualities Mrs. Gibb displayed in her 35 years of teaching for the West Wind School Division. This year, Mr. Jensen represents the family and will present the award of $500 to Jill Nunn. The Cardston and District Healthcare Auxiliary Association. This is a relatively new one. 4 $1,000 scholarships to grade 12 students who plan on pursuing a career in any healthcare-related profession and are accepted into full-time post-secondary program. In 2017, Mrs. Donna Schneider and Deanie Hutchinson will present the awards to Cassidy Creason, Aidan Gibbings, Kinsey Brandham, and Jamie Berry. Parents, just so you know, a lot of these scholarships are, like the students don't know about them, and they don't apply for some of them, but for some of them, they do apply. And for some scholarships, if only 10 kids apply, those are the ones they pick from. So encourage your students to apply if you have younger ones. Dairy Queen Scholarship. Dairy Queen owner Mr. Mike Kwan has appreciated the ongoing support of the community. In an expression of thanks, Mr. Kwan is awarding a scholarship to a grade 12 student who is also an employee that demonstrates leadership, excellence, and possesses a diligent work ethic. As selected by DQ supervisors in consultation with Mr. Kwan, this year Randy Jensen presents $1,000 to Jace Folk. Dairy Queen gives him the award, and he's holding up a bag of Oreo cookies. He should be holding a DQ double cheese right there. West Wind School Division Native Student of the Year. A $750 award presented to the top academic Native student in the entire region who will be attending post-secondary education. The recipient exemplifies high standards of academic achievement, citizenship, attendance, and extracurricular involvement. In 2017, the award of $750 presented by Board Trustee Mrs. Anna Joyce Frank goes to Amber Cox. And the West Wind School Division Scholarship Awards. These awards are established to reflect not only a high level of academic excellence in a field of study, but also contribution to a positive school program. Presented by trustees Patricia Beezer, Barb Salmon, Anna Joyce Frank, Denise Norton, and Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Ken Sommerfeld. $100 each, too. I'll read 4 or 5 at a time. So the ones on the screen, you guys come up, and then we'll do the next set. Okay? All right. First 5. Hold your applause till I get to the 5. CTS Construction, Clay Dawson. CTS Fabrication, Jack Beezer. CTS Food Studies, Justice Jensen. CTS Fashion, Cassidy Huber. CTS Computer, Janessa Payne. Come on up. Oh, sorry. All right. The next group, physical education, Brock Deuce. Art, Atai, Emily Tripp and Janae Huntsberger. Blackfoot, Kobe Daychief. Spanish, Cassidy Huber. Oh. Okay. Do you guys remember what you're supposed to ask me? You forgot? Okay, I'm not going to tell you. All right. The burglar, yeah. Tell you in just a second. Okay. French, Cassidy Huber. English, Amber Cox. Social Studies, Cassidy Huber. Math 30-1, Alexa Francis. I don't know if you noticed, but Cassidy can speak Spanish, French, English. I heard she was learning another language as well. Sign language, that's right. There it is. Okay, last group. Math 31, Alexa Francis. Biology, Amber Cox. Chemistry, another tie. Athena Henniger, Tate Sommerfeld. And physics, Tate Sommerfeld. Yeah, you had 2. All right, I'll tell you the story while we're finishing this. So my wife and I were newly married. And she drove me down to hockey, and when she came back, the door was open into the house, and she thought, I guess the door's open. She went downstairs. We had some money stashed in a drawer to fix the cat. And anyway, when she came home, she went into the kitchen, into the living room. Curtains were kind of messed up. Into our room where the cash was stashed, and then into the living room, or to the hallway, and there was a guy in there. And the question was, what would I do if somebody ever broke into my house? Well, I came home, she told me the story, and you know what she did? This tough little woman right here, she chased him out of there. She chased him out. So, if a burglar, yeah. Yeah. So if a burglar ever breaks into the house again, I'm asleep. I'm just going to nudge her. Shannon, there's a burglar. Let's go chase him out of here. All right. Thank you. That's it for the West Wind scholarships. Thank you. Okay. Didn't plan on telling that story tonight. Okay, green certificate students who have completed all 18 credits, please stand as your names are read. Cow Calf, Damon Bechtel, Dylan DeMarnay, Janae Huntsberger, and Austin Merrill. I'll do the next two groups here. Equine, Kaylee Lee, Jill Nunn, Wyatt Olson, Wyatt Winder, and Field Crop Gunner Wright. Cool. Music recognition, please stand as your names are read. Top Band Award, John Philip Sousa Award goes to Jace Folk. I tried to find a picture of him with like a French horn or something, but I found a gun, so there you go. All right. Patrick S. Gilmore goes to Grant Coleman and Abby Olson, and a musicianship award to Damon Bechtel. Okay, on to the Rutherford. Rutherford Scholarship recipients. The Rutherford Scholarship requirements are as you see on the screen. In grade 10, you can get 300 or 400. Grade 11, 5 or 8. Grade 12, 7 or 13 for a total of 2,500. With the following, please stand. Audience, please hold your applause until each group is read. Unofficial Rutherford amounts between $300 and $999. Cole Atwood, Charity Burton, Shalise Cook, Bennett Cottle, Emmett Cowan, Clay Dawson, Kobe Daychief, Dylan DeMarnay, Brock Deuce, Gage Earl, Gunnar Gibb, Tyson Kimley, Gladys Martinez, Harrison Miller, Serena Norton, Marky Russell, Aaron Schmidt, Kaylee Smith, Jasmine Soup, Tanisha Spotted Bowl, Wade Tallman, Poncho Thiessen, Luke Van Howert, and Alicia Wolf. Congratulations. Unofficial Rutherford Scholarship amounts between $1,000 and $2,400. Bryce Henry, Rebecca Holthe, Levi Mason, Cole Nielsen, Haley Nelson, Keston Nelson, Tanis Nielsen, Abby Olson, McKady Olson, Peyton Olson, Shayna Olson, Wyatt Olson, Tegan Perry, Tegan Quinton, Jacob Richards, Brooklyn Shields, Daniel Shipley, Matthew Shipley, Kenzie Sorpold, Kyrea Sutherland, Michaela Turnus, Harley Wild, Jacob Wild, Jordan Wright. And this last group has the chance to get the full Rutherford Scholarship for all 3 years. Alex Baff, Jack Beezer, Damon Bechtel, Jamie Berry, Dawson Bevins, Kinsey Brandham, Marin Chernowski, Grant Common, Corin Conrad, Amber Cox, Cassidy Creason, Nathan Doig, Jace Folk, Alexa Francis, Aiden Gibbings, yay, Jill Hardy, Athena Henniger, Tyler Hibbert, Cassidy Huber, Janae Huntsberger, Taylor Janisco, Jackson Jensen, Lotus Jensen, Dallin Cook, Jill Nunn, Brandon Palmer, Janessa Payne, Caitlin Pearson, Max Russell, Kaysen Shaw, Tate Sommerfelt, Riley Verostek, Reggie Williams, and Shelby Young. This year's graduates have the potential to earn $122,700 in Rutherford scholarships. Other accomplishments we know about. Cole Atwood has been awarded, this is my favorite, $1,000 for post-secondary from Service Credit Union in association with the Edmonton Invitational Bantam Hockey Tournament. Yay, hockey. Enjoy it while you're young, Cole. Pretty soon, before you know it, you're going to be playing old-timers hockey in the Cardston ice rink with Mr. Gibbings and a bunch of other old guys. All right, the grand total of all scholarships and awards announced this evening is $156,000. Hey, by the way, just back up. Did I have something on the Rutherford back there? Back up a couple slides. Yeah, right there. Parents, if your student is going to school in September, they can apply now for the Rutherford Scholarship. If your student is going on a mission or is going to take a year off or whatever and do work or whatever, then don't apply until they're going to go to school. If you take a picture of the screen right now, you'll see the website, and you can give me a call anytime. Okay, good. We're extremely proud of our grads and their accomplishments thus far. We wish them the best and hope they remember their roots and represent the Cardston High School in this community well. Thank you.
Okay, I'm over. And then the other can right here. Yep.
Now who am I handing this to?
Mike in here. Yeah. And you're going to give him to Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to be able to introduce the graduates to you this evening and congratulate them on their accomplishments. We are proud of them. Let me begin. We will introduce the graduates one at a time. They can come across the stage, pick up their diplomas. Mr. Ed here is going to take a picture of them and he will mail that picture to you so you will have it. As well as a group graduation class picture will be mailed to you this summer. Within that packet is a diploma that we made up. Their official diploma will come in the mail after all the grades are in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present the grads to you. Mr. Cole Atwood. This whole row, please stand. Sean Atwood. I got to see. Alex Baff. Jack Beezer. Damon Bechtel. Jamie Berry. Dawson Bevins. Brody Big Swallow. Trinity Big Throat. Blake Bishop. Justin Bottle. Kinsey Brandham. Michael Braun. Charity Burton. Cole Slender Butler. Maren Shanowski. Grant Common. Corinne Conrad. Shalise Cook. Bennett Cottle. Emmett Cowan. Amber Cox. Cassidy Creason. Robbie Cryanhead. Savannah Curly Rider. Clay Dawson. Kobe Day Chief. Desi Delaney. Dylan DeMarney. Taylor Device. Nathan Doig. Brock Deuce. Gage Earl. Jace Folk. Justin Forsyth is not with us. Alexa Francis. Gunnar Gibb. Aiden Gibbings. Jillian Hardy. Albany Harris. Athena Henniger. Bryce Henry. Tyler Hippard. Rebecca Holthy. Wyatt Holm. Cassidy Huber. Janae Hunsberger. Brittany Jackson. Taylor Janisco. And Mr. Gibbings, my favorite, Jackson Jensen. Justice Jensen. Lotus Jensen. Tyson Kimley is also now with us. Dallin Cook. Emily Cook. Kaylee Lee. Gladys Martinez. Reggie Massey. Levi Mason. Fear the Beard, Austin Merrill. Harrison Miller. Cole Nielsen. Haley Nelson is not with us. Keston Nelson. Riley Nelson is not with us. Tanis Nielsen. We'll let Mr. Gibbings catch up there. Serena Norton. Jill Nunn. Abby Olson. Emily Olson. McKady Olson. Peyton Olson. Shayna Olson. Wyatt Olson. Brandon Palmer. Janessa Payne. Blaze Perry. Tegan Perry. Caitlin Pearson. Charlie Powell. Tegan Quinton. Jacob Richards. Emily Rusk. Keaton Russell. Marquis Russell. Max Russell. Jocelyn Salmon. Sola Schaff. Aaron Schmidt. Chase Scout. Kason Shaw. Brooklyn Shields. Daniel Shipley. Matthew Shipley. Mitchell shot both sides. Kaylee Smith. Samantha Smith. Tate Sommerfeld. Ashley Soup. Kenzie Sorpold. Jasmine Soup. Tanisha Spotterball. Kyrea Sutherland. Jared Tailfeathers. Rourke Tailfeathers and Wade Tallman are not with us. Cameron Tallow. Michaela Ternez. Pancho Thiessen. Emily Tripp. Luke Van Howard. Riley Verostek. Harley Wild. Jacob Wild. Reggie Williams. Alicia Wolf. Jordan Wright. Casey Winder. Wyatt Winder. Kobe Youngpine. Shelby Young. Ladies and gentlemen, the following students completed most of their work at Westwind Alternate School. They had some of their classes at Cardston High School, but they will be graduating from Westwind Alternate School. Not with us, Daniel Knutson, Sabrina Olson. We welcome Mr. DeVeist as a new principal of Westwind Alternate School as well. Appreciate his service there. Bradley Peterson. Alyssa Selk. And Gunnar Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we congratulate the graduating class of 2017. We wish them well in the future. We wish you all a safe trip home. Let me present to you once again. Graduates, please stand. The graduating class of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder to your graduates, they can go outside and take some pictures with you and their friends. They need to have their grad gowns back into the office by just shortly after 10, so that gives you 45 minutes to take pictures. If they don't want to bring them back, that's fine. They're 150 bucks. I do have a wallet here that was turned in for a Justin Knife. If he is here, I've got your wallet.